Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Ikra Hafiz and you're watching Desi TV USA. Let's have a look at the special report. Houston Ethnic Media Press Briefing pushed to expand language access on March 23, 2023 was held at Southwest Multi-Service Center located on 6400 High Star Drive, Houston. Being the most diverse city and named city of the countries with over 150 languages, are spoken by Greater Houston residents, creating an urgent need for public sector agencies to communicate in multiple languages. Advocates, public agency representatives, and communications specialists reported what's been done and needs to be done to push for greater language justice in the city of Greater Houston area and surrounding counties like Harris County and Fort Bend. Sandy Claus invited the speakers Dexter McCoy, Commissioner Precinct for Fort Bend County, Mong Mong Community Health Advocate Hope Clinic and President Rohingya Society Houston area, Sarva Newman, Outreach Specialist and Certified Health Worker Hope Clinic, Jose Sanchez, Director Language, Justice and Popular Education, Brent Taylor, Chief Commissions Officer, Office of Emergency Management for City of Houston, Terry Yun, Community Service Coordinator, Worry Jones, and Terrence O'Neill, Director, Office of New Americans and Immigration Communities for City of Houston.
And here are the challenges ahead. So let's give Commissioner McCoy a hand.
Well, I guess I'll sit here with my fellow panelists, or would you prefer I speak from the podium?
Maybe from the podium,
Okay.
just because it may be easier to get photographs.
Well, then I will stand here. It is such an honor to be able to join you today. I really appreciate the invitation that was extended to myself and my team to be here.
I'm going to be speaking in English for the rest of the time, but for me it's really important to bring in the language that my mother taught me and that I dreamt in and that I still scheme and envision in to do this work. It's also important for me to recognize all the different languages that we have present in this space right now, many of which will not be represented as part of this panel in front of us. And I also want to bring in the languages of our ancestors, many of those languages which were lost due to colonization, enslavement, genocide, and of course the languages of the Karankawa people and the many other indigenous people who have been stewards of this very land that we are standing on today. It doesn't work for me to name all that, because when we talk about language, we are also talking about race, we're talking about gender, we're talking about immigration, we're talking about nationality. And so that's something that I really want to hit on. I am really proud to have co-founded Tepolor. We are a collective that is led by and centers the experiences of Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, queer and trans people, working class people, and immigrants and refugees. And the work that we do is that we build multilingual capacity.
Generation Koreans who speaks no or little English, and they visit our office hoping that we could assist them with language access. Unable to speak, read, or write English, when they need help applying for a Medicare, retirement benefit, or supplemental security income, I would call Social Security Administration for them to request their needs and assist them with their phone interviews, or in many cases write letters for them to take into their Social Security office. When need arises, I help them to file for the Harris Health Financial Assistance Program, but majority of our clients come seeking help to file for Medicaid or food stamps. And I help file those applications, and I would hand them a Korean translated long list of supporting documents they need to bring. I've helped one client who could not make mortgage payments because he had lost his business due to the COVID pandemic, and Commissioner mentioned that too. And his house was up for foreclosure. With no income and unable to, speak English, he did not know what to do. After he had found a new job, however, he came to us for help, and I helped.
Our next speaker is Sarwa Newman, who is with Hope Clinic, and is going to talk about specifically how you are dealing and did deal with the incredible need for language access on healthcare issues during the pandemic. Thank you, Sarwa.
Good morning again. My name is Sarah Newman. As I introduced myself at the beginning, I'm an Arabic speaker. I came to the United States in 2014 after working with the USA Baghdad for a number of years. I started working with the refugees, and that because I can see myself like one of them. So when I joined the Hope Clinic, it was a new journey for me. So today I'm wearing the Hope Clinic hat because I have two hats. The second one, I'm part of in Women Arabic magazine in Houston, but today I'm wearing the Hope Clinic. So Hope Clinic is working under the Asian American Health Coalition, and it started 20 years ago. They started, and when they tell the story, they said we started and they closed it. It's a small room inside the Chinese community. The purpose was to serve the community, Chinese and the Vietnamese community. And of course, the first...
Yeah, as I introduce myself, my name is Mao Mao. I was born in very small town. The country name is Myanmar. A lot of people barely know the country. It's between Bangladesh and China. So actually I was helping and I'm giving the service to my community, not now. When I was in class 6, grade 6. In 1994, there was United Nations for Refugees and UNHCR, High Commissioner for Refugees, was in our country because of the refugee issues. They flee to the other countries and for immigration purpose. At that time, the interpreter was the best acting role and the idol job. The UNHCR needs to hire the interpreter from the various big cities, their roles was like a consulate general under the UNHCR, the interpreter role. So when I was in class 6, every student have their aim, ambition, what they want to do. Some students say, oh, I want to be a doctor.
So if I look familiar to a few of you I know, Houston Style, Lebanon Times, different places like that. Previously I worked in the mayor's office. I was with the mayor's office of communications as the deputy press secretary there. So I may have run into you a time or two at an event or helped coordinate media logistics, interviews, things like that. It's only in the past, since March that I've joined with the OEM, Office of Emergency Management, and so I'll give a March, yeah, just 6 weeks ago. Right. I said March, February, but yes, I'm very recent to OEM, and it's been a trial by fire. We have a lot of things going on right now, and I am excited and terrified all at the same time as I'm getting up to the learning curve. So just as a quick primer, OEM is the chief coordinating agency for disaster response in the city of Houston. We provide emergency response coordination and communication to assistance to city agencies, and we are the liaison between the city and regional, state, federal agencies during times of emergency or disaster. In addition, we engage with local community to provide and promote emergency preparedness through all sorts of initiatives. Long story short.
I work for an environmental advocacy organization called Airlines Houston. I'm sorry, thank you, first of all, Sandy, for inviting me. A colleague of mine, Genesis Granados, was supposed to be here at the panel today, but they are in Austin today at the legislature, so they couldn't make it, so I appreciate being able to say a few words about what we do and how language justice and language access relates to our work, because I think it's something that we don't normally think about. Some people don't think about when we talk about environment, that language access is so essential component. Basically, environmental policy decisions, as you can imagine, fundamentally impact our lives, our neighborhoods, Some examples here in Houston include, for example, whether a noisy and polluting concrete patch plants sets up a shop in your neighborhood, or if a refinery that you live close by plans to add a new unit that will increase harmful pollution in your neighborhood. So it goes without saying that everyone should be able to have a say in these kinds of decisions, and or else people might find themselves living in unsafe places and neighborhoods. And often, historically and today, these toxic and dangerous industrial facilities are often placed in communities, local communities of color, with a big percentage of residents who don't speak English necessarily as their first language or aren't proficient in English. So that means it's particularly important that these people who are most affected can engage. So if we don't have a robust language access in meetings, notifications about permits, new air pollution permits, people can't truly have their voices heard. And on top of that, often the language around these environmental issues and permits is very technical and bureaucratic, even for people who speak English. So language services become very critical, and having access